Yeah. Did you get an email?
No,
Hmm.
I'm look.
Okay.
I
Sure
might.
you didn't get an email?
I was getting ready to say I'm not
Well, that's
sure.
okay because I've had to update it a little bit anyway. Just a tad. So I'll send you the new one.
Okay, let me.
Yeah.
Okay, I can look for the email.
Oh,
I
it's
just
okay.
yeah. I remember
Yeah,
that.
I've got a couple more little tools for you with it too. So it's all like have to put everything together and get it organized, and
Okay,
I'll be sending that out too.
all
Okay.
right.
Because I've had to
Great.
update it a little bit anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Send it over. Thank you. I don't want to take up any more time.
Look at Rita looking white as the driven snow.
Don't tell anybody.
All right, everyone. Hello and good morning, TGIM. It is my favorite day of the week. And guess what? It's the new year. It's 2026. I remember a year ago when we did this, we started last year. We started off with week one, and I said, hey, pay attention to the weeks because they're going to pass by and they're going to pass by pretty quick. And I don't know if anybody listened to me or paid attention. They're gone. They're gone. It's a new year, 2026. Welcome. Happy New Year. I trust that the new year, you rang it in nice and obviously safe. And starting off, again, my whole plan and intention for this year was to develop an entire strategy, if you will, of sessions. 52 of them I have already in alignment, ready to rock and roll, so to speak. And what we're going to be doing this year is we're going to be kind of starting from scratch, starting from the beginning, if you will. I'm going to be incorporating a lot of the stuff that we talk about in the boot camp. But ultimately, for those of you that might be watching there on YouTube, we're coming to you live as our Monday Mastermind for the Lost Transition. This is something that we started almost 5 years ago, going on 5 years. We have not missed one day. Every Monday, we've come to you guys live. We started streaming only a year ago, though. So if you are watching on YouTube, do us a favor, hit that like and subscribe button down below. It helps the channel grow. We would appreciate that. Just to kind of get the word out. Uh, I have a mission for 2026, kind of getting ahead of myself and our celebratory times. But what I look to do in 2026, and I trust and hope that you guys will be behind me on this, is to create a movement with the lost transition. Ultimately, we're here to do what we can to try to help people understand how to make that transition from the job to the entrepreneurial lifestyle, so to speak. Right? And so today is week one. We're calling this the identity shift. And the way we normally do this is we start off with celebrations from last week. I think we're going to do it slightly different just today. What I'd like to hear from anybody that's in the panel that would like to reach out and kind of chat with us for a few moments is I want to celebrate what you're looking forward to accomplishing this year. The reason I say that is because obviously it's a new year. We had to have a little bit of vision and have some, I dare I say the word goals to work towards, right? But ultimately, I'd like to hear from you. Raise your hand, get in line, and we'll start today's show off with I want you to celebrate and talk to us real quickly about what you're looking forward to accomplishing this year. Maybe you have a new vision, maybe you were in the inner circle and you've got something you want to share here publicly for the Monday Mastermind. That's what I'd like to start the show off with today. And then I've got some slides set up for you guys today. Again, this week one called The Identity Shift. I'm your host, Robert Blakely. People know me online as the Blakester. And let's get the show started. What do you guys think? Anybody want to get us started with some celebratory stuff? What are you looking forward to? There you go, Rita.
Yeah,
Ooh, she's
myself.
going first.
Oh, oh, I was getting ready to say I was going to wait till last. I'm changing my order this time, but
Love it.
I'm going first. So it's going to be the game. Who's going to say stuff first?
Let's go.
All right. Hey everybody. Hold on. let me do this. Oh, I maybe. Okay, hold on a sec. There are people that are trying to get in, so I'm just
Oh,
doing that. All right. Um,
gotcha.
so I'm sharing what came from the our last group meeting um, for for I forgot the name of the group. Anyway, so good. So the one thing that I liked as I was taking notes and screenshots was the order, and for example, Michelle's planner, which is what I asked, why I asked her about it, was because it helps me complete what you call the action bridge, and that would be the steps to take, sticking to your plan, um, to have a focus, and then uh, plan everything. So I know, and you also talked about scheduling. I forgot what you called it, but it means that put all your ducks in a row, and then you have a plan to follow for your day. So that needs to be done during non-income producing time. So that's the night activity. And then I will start my fives tomorrow. I do my lives. I start on my lives before the end of the year so I could keep it going into the new year. And now I'm just adding on more pieces, and
Love it.
then they will all fit inside the Google Calendar or the planner. There you go.
Love it. Love it. Oh, we lost somebody. Thank you for sharing. Cool. I'm looking forward to that. And as always, if you need anything, I'm here to help. So reach out. I'm always here for you. Thank you for sharing, dear. Paul, what you got, brother?
Good Monday to everybody.
TGIF.
And my main thing is my Flow of Soul Poetry Ministry. Um, I'm going to finish the boot camp this week, and then I'm going to, and also this week, get my Stripe account all ready for the digital products that I already have, and start, and launch this puppy with social media outreach that I'm getting from the group and how to do that. And yeah, man, get those little
I'm
bumps.
excited for you.
I'm excited too.
I
I
just
haven't
got
taken,
goosebumps for that, bro.
yeah, because
It's gonna be amazing.
it's tough when you got PTSD. Taking action is just a tough thing. It's a scary monster, but I really feel like I'm gonna have to slay that knucklehead and cut his head off and shove it down the hole. So that'll be a good thing. And yeah, and also I'm happy that I went to the doctor, had a minor back procedure, and I was face down and they had my pants down and they're, doing that betadine or whatever that colored stuff is to sanitize the whole area. And I said, Doc, can I ask you a question? This is a true story. She said, sure. I said, I was just wondering, I still eat too much fast food. Have I developed sesame seed buns? So she affirmed that I didn't. So I was happy about that too. So good to be here, Coach. Thank you.
You're crazy, brother. Appreciate you, brother. I'm glad to have you. Same message that I give to Rita. You know, I'm here for you. If you need me, reach out. Especially when it comes to PTSD, and you want or need a swift military kick in the ass from a brother from another mother. I'm here for you, brother. You know, I'm really glad to have you here because I say this a lot, especially last year. Rita can echo what I'm talking about. You can't make it out there alone. And if you're out there alone, then that's where a lot of those problems come into lie. And you start getting inside your head, and then you have those potentially PTSD coming up, reoccurring. Then you go into the medications. The medications don't help the body, right? So it's a vicious cycle that you could go down. We don't want to go that route. So I'm glad that you're here instead of over there. So appreciate you showing up, brother. Stay coachable. I got goosebumps when you talk about your poetry thing. I think it's going to be a beautiful thing. We just got to get a game plan together, put it all together the right way, and launch it and share it with the world.
Yeah, and Coach might have the sesame seed buns you're looking for too.
No, no, I don't actually. I've got that disease called no acetol.
I hope it's not catching. Oh,
And
I want to jump onto what Paul said, and that was about I always looked at accountability as being a negative, although I know it's a positive, but we created the work sessions that I think are going to work every other week. So once we meet with you, the following week we work on our stuff. So the next time when we meet, we've already worked on our stuff and have something to present. So, and then if we need help from those in the group or whomever, then we have that. So that's going to be really, really cool.
so
And
we're talking about the inner circle, and that would be the second Saturday of
second,
the month or something.
second and fourth, or it doesn't have to be the Saturday. It can be any day, but just not the week. It's like the week after or the week before, which is I don't know how to say that, but
We'll get a game plan, put it all down in writing or whatever, and
yeah,
we'll get a come to an agreement, figure it out.
yeah,
Sounds
Rita, you're talking about what we talked about Friday, having that. Okay, good. I like that. Like mini mastermind.
yeah.
right on.
Do you
Anybody?
think I could pull off a hat like Rita has?
Of course.
Of course you can.
I would love that. It looks like,
You would look
like
like
you're a guru. I love that.
you would look like Zoltar or something, like a future fortune teller or something. All right. Anybody else got some wins or anything that they want to celebrate? What are you guys looking forward to accomplishing this year? I'd love to hear from you. Jorge, how about you, brother?
Well, I actually finished the year flying. I flew on the 31st,
Okay.
and
Like legit, literally got to fight?
it was a good flight. Well, it's I'm still struggling to with the instructors to let me fly by myself. They still have to be on the right side with me, but it's because of some regulations, not really because they have to be there.
But I'm saying you got to literally fly. You just
Yeah,
had to have that person next to you, right?
yeah,
Right
yeah.
on.
I
Congrats.
mean, we did all kind of because this was my first flight with this instructor.
Right.
So
Okay.
he wanted to see how I was doing, and he was satisfied with my performance in basically all the phases. The
Good.
only thing that I'm still a little rusty is in the communication with air traffic control
Yeah,
because uh, I didn't do much of that when I was flying before, so that's what I need to work on.
sure.
And my goals is I will get my license soon, and then I'm going to join a flying club because it's the cheapest way to have access to an airplane without without having to buy it because
Right. Okay.
buying an airplane is the ultimate goal, but you have to have a lot of ducks in a row so you can handle it. So
100%.
yeah.
Well, I love that because if anybody's new or watching there on the replay, last year Jorge was telling us about him getting his license and getting into the sky. So congratulations that you got to do it on the last day of the year. That's a win. I'll celebrate that. That's awesome, brother.
And I actually was going to start the year flying, but we were going to fly on Friday,
Hmm.
but the weather didn't cooperate.
Oh, really?
So we'll be flying tomorrow.
Right on. Cool. I'm happy to hear you getting back in the air there, brother. That's awesome. I'm happy, man. I love
Thank
it.
you.
Love it. Love it. Thank you for sharing. Paul, you got something you wanted to add?
When he finally attains that goal, you should pull that sword out and virtually knight him while streaming. I think that would be cool.
All right. That's cool. Anyone else want to share? Michelle, Tony, you guys got anything you're looking forward to this year?
I can't.
I'm
Oh, sorry.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I was just gonna say I can't top that, so
Go ahead, Tony. And we'll come
Well,
back.
I was working with a gentleman that's running for a political office, and he wanted me to make a little square form with the digital stuff that I'm doing, and um, he found a sign that he liked the font on the sign, and I'm thinking, and he wanted me to match it, and I'm thinking, okay, there are so many different fonts. How in the world am I going to match this? So I was talking with Dr. Lisa about it, and she said, "Yeah, how about Chat GPT?" I said, "Oh, I wouldn't have even thought of that." So I asked Chat, and it came back with so much information. It asked, "Okay, do you want to pay? Do you want to have a free thing, or just what is the goal here?" And so it gave me so much information that I was like, "This is so cool." Why? I don't know why I'm not utilizing it enough, but I thought that was a different way to use it to figure out the kind of font that's in a sign, that a competitor is using.
All right. No, I love that, and that's the beauty. Like, for me, a lot of people are still out there a little apprehensive about artificial intelligence, right? And I get it. I don't want the type of artificial intelligence we see in the movie Terminator and it going to that extreme. But there's a lot of cool things that you could do with that artificial intelligence. Rita also put in the chat there, Tony. I'm not sure if you're aware of that or not, but you can go to a website called What the Font, I
Oh,
guess, a dot,
no.
and that can also be a helpful tool for you. But these little things that you're learning, Tony, which is great because those are little skill sets that other people may not embrace, and you can help other people. And, maybe you start out as free, and then maybe somebody says, "Hey, I want this done," and it requires your time, and you have to charge them for your time. So that's cool that you're learning. Good job, girl. Anything that you're looking forward to like accomplishing this year?
Yeah, I have two programs that I'm working with that I really need to get the action going with
Okay.
in terms of the income producing. I seem to focus all on non-producing income producing activities.
I understand that.
Although my political guy is uh, I spent like 5 or 6 or 7 hours with him this weekend, and usually I do my stuff for free. And he said, "Okay, I'm gonna." He knows I don't really take the money, and so he said he said, "I'm going to give you this bit of merchandise that I have in my product line." So he's got a product line, and he's running for this political office. So I said, "Okay, it's like I'm bartering for my service."
Sure. I love that. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's still, man, I can speak on this for just a moment if you don't mind. I love that because that's how things started back in barter. You look at today's society and how jacked up it is. It's like, woo, now everybody's believing in this almighty dollar that's now really worthless. Uh, but yeah, barter's the way to go, man. If you can trade for something of equal value, and then when you hear me talk about sales, I've said this for decades. Sale isn't the exchange of goods and services for money, you know? It's as long as you have that equal value, and then it's a transference of emotion too, right? So
Right.
the transference of emotion can either be sale related or trade or barter related as well. I love
And
that.
it was actually something I was going to buy from him. So, that that
Yeah,
made it even better because he knew I wanted it.
Well, that's the best
That
thing you have is your time, right? That's the most valuable thing. So congratulations. Ah, there you go. Rita also says manifestation.
yeah,
You
yeah.
probably put it out
And
there and love it. Yeah,
now that we're talking about artificial intelligence,
sure.
there was a comment from Elon Musk
Mhm.
that we need to teach humanity and love to artificial intelligence, because I think is a very good observation now that that artificial intelligence is kind of younger. So start putting the right basis on it.
Like teach
So
your
it
kids.
really helps us. Yeah.
Yeah, like teaching your kids young, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. I can concur with that. Well, that's awesome, Tony. Thanks for sharing that. Appreciate it. Michelle, did you have anything you wanted to add? I know you said you couldn't beat that, but hey, what are you looking forward to this year, my friend?
More of the same.
Yeah.
Um, just filling up the funnel and and getting, sales. So yeah.
Well, congratulations on
Somebody asked me a little bit ago what one of my goals was. Sent me a message trying to prospect me, I'm sure, which is fine. And she said, what name one goal that you have for 2026? I said, well, I'd like to save people money. And so that led to a little conversation. I haven't heard back from her yet. But yeah. Um,
That's good.
yeah.
Well, first off, congratulations on your recent addition to your team. Kudos.
Well, there's somebody that came in, but I don't know. I don't even know where she came from or she's even paid yet. So we'll see, I just keep you just keep filling out you fill up your funnel and you just do the work, right? And you just,
That's what I'm
without
saying.
worrying about the outcome. So
Exactly. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Because I got the email too, right?
Yeah. Did
So
you? Yeah, you probably
I
do
was like,
get
all right,
probably get an
yay.
email, I'm
But
sure.
the other thing to mention too, I want to tell you, congratulations, no, seriously, because I see you out there and I see you doing the work, and then that's what happens. Eventually, it
Yeah.
happens. Things click, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
kudos to you. I'm really proud of you. Thank you for being so coachable, and thanks for your friendship.
And I appreciate you everything that you do.
Oh,
Uh, I'm getting the digital DMO updated and off the ground. It's got a couple of really cool uh features, a chat GPT feature and a Google Sheet feature to it. So
really?
it's a little like electronic here. And
Interesting.
so that'll be cool. Just
You
another
created an API for that chat or what?
well, I don't know if it's really API. I can just share the link. So unless it gets too big, then
Yeah.
I'll have to figure out what else I can do with it, but it will let me share the link to it for now.
Okay. If you need help or want to brainstorm that, let me know.
Will do.
Okay. Sounds interesting. I'm trying to process what you're talking about and how it would look.
So you can create a GPT.
Mhm.
Anybody can do it.
Yeah, that's
And
what
I gave it basic criteria and it knows enough about the digital DMO to be able to,
so you created a GPT
yeah.
for
And
the
so it's just got a little bit of a few cool tools, probably like some of the things that you're putting in. Yours is probably way more extensive than mine, but some of the things that you're putting on your website, if you want to, it does real well with handling objections and also staging your sales conversations so you don't move too fast, you
nice.
know?
I
So it's
love
pretty
that.
cool. Yeah. And I'm impressed with it. And I don't really, we'll see how it goes if it needs tweaking or whatever. But
Well, I got your email. I'd have to go back and double check, but if you can resend it, I'll go back
yeah,
and take a look at it and see what you're doing and stuff like that. But
yeah,
definitely check it out if you need some help or want to brainstorm anything.
absolutely.
I always
You
throw
know
some.
enough about this stuff. I'm still, you're getting to be the chat guy. So
I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
yeah. And so I hope to get back into the to the coaching program, and
You
then
will.
and
You
if you
will.
cover some of
Once
these
Lost
things,
Translation is open again, you'll join and
yeah,
then just
yeah,
upgrade whenever you're ready. There's only one choice. That's the beauty of it.
uh-huh,
Either free or inner circle.
yeah, that's right.
But you'll love what I've got in there.
Oh, I know. I've been seeing the stages of it, and I know it's going to be wonderful.
I'm
Yeah.
almost done. In fact, today I don't mean to celebrate early before everybody else is done talking about it, but this week is I'm looking to actually round it out to say that it's 100%. You know, the wife and I have been talking. She keeps asking, "What percentage are you at now?" I was like 95. You said you were at 95. I'm like, okay, 96, right? Today,
Yeah,
yeah, I was connecting the conference room stage today and tomorrow. So got a few other things done over the weekend, but it's going to be pretty awesome.
very good.
You were saying? Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, no, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it sounds really good. It's very impressive.
It's going to
You
be
can't
awesome.
always get to hunt. It seems like there's always something, you know, there's always something that needs to be tweaked or fixed or something. And I don't, this is a mammoth project you've done, so I'm very impressed.
Well, the beautiful thing about this, and just so everybody knows that's watching, my whole intent is to have anybody that's involved in that, to have people beating down your door, to have you be the hunted instead of you being the hunter. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So there's already like 5 or 6 pages that should be more of the Tom and Jerry, pique the person's interest, or join into a personal conference room, those kind of things that
Hmm.
should attract. And I laugh too whenever the artificial intelligence says, "Oh, this is a genius idea." I'm like,
You
all right.
know, I think that ChatGPT 5, I'm like, it's over the top with that stuff, and it just keeps asking you questions. And one of the things that I sort of built in for that it recommended when I created, I've got actually two chats. One's kind of a more of a content planning, one's a little bit more conversational, and it suggested that it needed to, pat people on the back and give them, accolades. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Attaboy.
You're doing great. Sure, why not?
That's too funny. Too funny. Well,
But yeah, chat 5 is kind of, I don't know. I'm still learning so much about a lot of it.
ditto, ditto.
There's that.
Every day, my friend. Thank
Yep.
you for sharing
Thank
and
you.
thank you for being here. It's always a pleasure. Rita, what you got? You want to add something?
Yeah, I just want to say that make sure, like people, especially people in the group that I've established relationships with, the people watch. Coach says it, I'm saying it, just so you know. People come out of the woodwork. You don't even know because they never say anything. They're not giving you the thumbs up or the hearts or none of that. But they still watch. And eventually they pop out and say, hey, when can we talk? So I say that to say that I've been making my videos. I think this is week 3 because I started last year. And I know Michelle is always on. I get the chats and I try to respond as much as I can. But it's if you watch that and knowing that people are watching, just keep doing it. Who cares? Just get out there, Paul. Get out there and throw some poetry. I mean, you could be the on the spot person. I see Jorge is talking about his flying. Just a short story about his flying. What he did. Like, how many people fly?
Right.
How many people want to fly?
Whenever I travel.
Yeah, exactly. But what stage in your life do you do that? So you're giving people hope. Tony, you're helping people with, um, they're asking you to do work and you're getting some quote unquote funds, trading funds. And that is so cool. So, the bartering system still works. I do it all the time. So I get lots of stuff, but just say something. If you just want to say, "Hey," until it doesn't matter. Don't worry about what you look like. I go on looking crazy until somebody said, "Hey, I like that hat that you were wearing. I like your outfit." And I was like, "Oh, ooh, people are watching." So I can't go on with the crazy hair now. I just put the hats on. I don't know, hats, blue hair, whatever. But just look at it as fun. Have fun. If you're acting crazy, people like crazy. And you're looking for people like you. So if you're crazy, you'll attract the crazy people you're looking for. If you're straight laced, you're going to attract the people that are straight laced. It's quite fine. Doesn't matter. It's just get out there and do it. And what a better time.
Love it. Love it. Thank you for that addition. Love it. Right on. Well, me, I already kind of gave away my celebration, getting the lost transition up and running and running 100%. My biggest goal for this year is 100 members in there. I think that I can do it within 3 to 6, if not 9 months. Shouldn't be an issue, especially with all the value that we're going to be providing and doing and all that fun stuff. So I'm looking forward to 2026. If you are not, we need to talk. We need to talk. Let's figure out what it is that you need to focus on, get some kind of vision, some kind of desire, dream, goal. I want you guys to dream big this year. Dream really big. That being said, let's go ahead and share what we have for today. Got some slides for you. As I said, this is week one. Week one. Remember this date, this conversation. Week one, 2026. I wanted to start at the very beginning. And what a better way, if you know already, we talk about in day one boot camp, a lot about mindset, right? So ultimately, today is the identity shift from thinking about like going from employee to entrepreneur thinking. Part of why I wanted to start off with this is because it's so big, it's so grandiose, and I don't want to bore you guys. I will always do my best to entertain and educate at the same time. But this can't be said enough. And I know that we hear it all the time, and it's the mindset, the mindset, the mindset, the mindset. And we talk about this all the time, especially if you're out there in YouTube land or wherever watching this, how important it is because there has to be an identity shift when it comes to becoming an entrepreneur. I've had so many conversations with people that, the common phrase that I hear is, well, I wasn't born an entrepreneur, or I wasn't born, to be a salesperson like you. I've heard that so many times in my life. It's crazy, right? But there's an identity shift that needs to happen. And fortunately for me, that identity shift came at a very young age when I was a newspaper carrier. And I didn't realize it at the time. I just went and I was a newspaper carrier, just doing it. Uh, but when I go and I look back and I reflect on that, it's like that really set the stage for where I'm at today, right? Not realizing it, but the fact that I was able to go out there and talk to people at a very young age and sell them a newspaper. Now, obviously, we know that that's an ancient relic, just like I am now, but there's still people out there that do read the newspaper, right? But there's an identity shift that needs to happen in many people, especially if you're looking at coming on board, doing network marketing, MLM, or even becoming an entrepreneur. And if you don't know this or realize it, we're going to talk about it today, okay? Kind of set you on the right path. Again, a lot of the things that I talk about and deal with is sales psychology, understanding the nuances of things. And what I like to try to do is take things that might seem really big and scary and maybe make you not want to take action and break them down to the easiest terms that you can understand. Like Rita and I like to say, we like to put the dots together or connect the dots, right? But there is an identity shift that needs to happen. So let's start off with the very uncomfortable truth, okay? You've been trained for the wrong game, my friends. That's it. You've literally been trained for the wrong game. I talk about this a lot, and without going down the conspiracy rabbit hole theory or anything, but you've been brainwashed, right? And even all of us go through this, whether you want to believe it or not. But for 12 plus years, right? School taught you how to follow instructions, wait for permission, and ultimately trade hours for a grade, right? Then you got a job that reinforced the same pattern. And it goes even deeper than that. Again, without going down the rabbit hole there, uh, it goes deeper than that, guys. Right? Realistically, it even goes back to your childhood and the things that you experienced. Again, we all have the same or similar opportunities. It just depends on where we're at in life. Many times, actually, every time in life, when it comes to bringing somebody into your business, it's all going to be a timing game. You have to understand this, right? And it all depends on where that person is at in life, right? If they're at a point in life that they're looking for a change or a destitute, right? They need to make a change. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired. It normally happens around this time, especially, and towards the end of the year, they start thinking about what their new goals are, what they want to accomplish for 2026. I'm saying all of that because I want you to think about this. And as you move forward this year and as you tell your stories, think about those pains in the marketplace that we tell you to talk about, right? Add this into your repertoire when you go out and you start promoting yourself and talking on social media. Have this into your stories, right? So the fact that we've been trained wrong, we have to think it's different because we got to build something that we might not be accustomed to, right? I've said this that 90% of the people that get involved in network marketing don't even qualify. So what? They don't because they've never ran a business, they've never ran a team, they don't do sales, they don't know how to talk to people, find people, or what to say, right? So those are old rules that you might have played with or learned. We've got to train you a little bit differently, right? The employee mindset is kind of what you've been conditioned to believe is work hard and you'll be rewarded, right? Failure is bad. Bad juju. Don't fail. Wait until you're ready. I remember this from the military. That was a lot of hurry up and wait is what comes to my mind. Uh, you know, someone else will tell me what to do. That's not a very good thought when I even read that out. Don't rock the boat, man. Don't want to rock the boat. And my time equals my income. It was, Jesus, 25, 30 plus years ago when I sat in front of a gentleman and he told me that I was going to go to work and it was commission only. And he said, if you don't make any sales, you don't earn any money. I was like, holy crap. Woo, scratching my head, wondering if I could actually do this. And it was that through that demonstration, through that experience, that's where I learned the biggest lessons in my life and how I was worth way more to myself versus what I could make working for somebody else, right? So thankfully, throughout my life, I've mostly been a 1099 employee, meaning that I worked for myself. I had a few 9 to 5 jobs here and there. Second job was McDonald's, a few lube oil places, did some management, ran teams and taught, all that stuff growing up, right? But I had a lot of 1099 to where I worked for myself. And I just want to be there to say it in case nobody's going to, because I don't want to sugarcoat anything. Sales is good and bad, right? If you're in sales, you're going to have your good days, your good weeks, your good months, and you're going to have your bad ones. So it's important for you to prepare for this because it's different than the employee mindset, right? I'm just being very honest with you. Again, this is week one. Hello. Hold on to your pants for for the information that we're going to share this year. And stay tuned in, stay close to the fire because you will learn something, right? But that's the other mindset. Here's the entrepreneurial mindset that we need to instill into your brain right now, here, moving forward, as you're watching this video. Take notes if you need to. Drop in the gold nuggets. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Right? The more value you create, the more you get rewarded. All right? It's been said that you are paid in direct proportion for the amount of value that you put into the marketplace. All right? Want to earn more? Put more value out there. Failure is a tuition, so it's not like that other mindset that we don't want you to fail. It's okay if you fail, right? Because failing is a good thing. You'll learn something from that. But at the same time, if you get around the right people, you learn the right information, you'll have less failure versus you being out there trying to figure it out yourself. I can tell you, as somebody that was out there trying to figure it out themselves, I failed a lot. Then once I got into the right circle of influence, the right people, the right mentorship, now things come pretty easy and failure is few and far between. Okay? Starting before you're ready. You have to take action. And I love, who was it? I want to say Joel Terrian, massive imperfect action, right? So it doesn't have, you don't have to be perfect. Just be you, right? Take massive imperfect action. Because if and when you do that, you might fail a little bit, but you're going to learn from those experiences, right? And with that being said, be willing to be uncomfortable, right? That's where growth really happens is when you're most uncomfortable. When you're most uncomfortable, you will learn things, and those things will stick with you for the rest of your life. The other beautiful thing that I love about the entrepreneurial mindset is I decide what happens next, right? You claim that. You decide. Therefore, you have 100% responsibility and 100% power over your life and what happens around you. You control your environment. Okay? And then more value, which is the value that you provide, equals your income that you're going to have in your pocket. There is no ceiling with this, guys. Right? That's the other reason why you hear many entrepreneurs talk about multiple income streams, right? Because you can have multiple streams of income as an entrepreneur, but if you're just doing a job, there's only that one stream, right? And it's taking up a lot of your time. I'm not telling you, if you're watching this on YouTube or anywhere else, to just quit your job. That's not what I'm telling you. Okay? I'm telling you there's a transition that needs to happen, and that's why we're here. We're here to help you through that transition, right? First things first is shifting who you are now into who you want to be. Okay? Now, I kind of touched on this a little bit before we go into that. Go ahead, Rita. You want to say something? Add something?
Yeah, just a question in case people, since it's the first of the year,
Yeah,
and
no worries.
you came up with the lost transition. So, did you just describe why you use that term?
Kind of interesting, right?
Yep.
But yes, that's exactly why I did the lost transition. There was a lot of thought that came into it, and yeah, just that's what the universe created. Like you're brought to me, you know what I mean? That, in essence, is now one of my special sauces, if you will. Make sense? Right on. So trading time versus creating value. I briefly mentioned this, okay, and I'll touch on this for just a moment. Right? An employee, let's say you're out there and you're making 20 bucks an hour. That's it. Like you're capped at that 20 bucks an hour. If you're doing sales, because I've done this in the past, you might get bonuses, which are cool, right? That's great. But you're still capped for the most part unless you're getting something off of those bonuses. And you're not always going to hit those bonuses. I know that for a fact, right? But as an entrepreneur, your mindset is different. And I mean, we could go into topic on this, Rita and I, for some of the clarity that she's had recently when it comes to low ticket versus high ticket, right? If you're an entrepreneur and you're selling more low ticket, then obviously your income is going to be a little bit lower, right? But there is a reason why we say multiple streams of income, right? So that you have multiple streams of income, first off, but there's different levels that you can introduce to people. And I just look at it like from a compensated endorser standpoint, right? If I have something and I like it and it does something good for me, solves a problem, and I can get paid for sharing that with somebody else, hello, that's that's like a no-brainer to me. But on the back end, again, we want to make sure we're teaching you the right way. It means you have to go out and have conversations with people so that they know about that product, right? Now you're the face of that product. But as a result, let's say it's 200 bucks for every sale that you do 10 of those sales, there's 2,000 bucks, right? Back when I was doing door to door, we were only making $10 per sale, right? Which is where the philosophy of 5 per hour comes from. Because we knew that if we talked to 5 qualified customers per hour, we would close two, three, sometimes four. And then depending on where we were at, we would get double counts. Maybe one was for electricity, one was for gas, right? So we'd end up with like 5 or 6 in an hour. Like, holy crap. 50 to 60 bucks an hour back then. I don't even remember what the per hour rate was. I want to say around 10 bucks an hour, right? That's when I learned. I was like, holy crap. I can go out there and make more money just offering products that people need, right? So that's where the mindset shift comes. Understanding that you're more valuable doing something that's more creative that you might even like more, especially when it comes to like a job, right? So anyway, that's all we'll say on that point in the interest of time before we run out. Here's the key difference number two, seeking permission versus taking initiative. Right? If you're an employee, it's like, hey, can I try this? Hey, can I get this day off? Can I do this? Can this, right? Sorry, that's not my department. You're waiting for approval all the time. As an entrepreneur, you can do what you want. Right? Like Jorge, I'm going to try this. I'm going to go fly. I'll figure it out. Right? If it needs doing, I'll do it. That's me right there. Holy crap. If it needs doing, I'll do it. Can't even tell you how many countless hours I've been in the background smashing on my computer like a crazy cat, right? Just to get things done, to get my system created. So then I could just share. Then it's just conversations, introduction, right? Take a look, try it, book a meeting, have the conversations. So there's a big difference, right? Key difference number three, oopsie, is fear of failure versus embracing learning, right? I learned many years ago to embrace rejection, to embrace failure. And, another key thing that I had to switch my mindset and train myself to do is even if something bad happened, was to pull two positives out of whatever that bad was. I mean, I hate to say it, but even in death, my friends, there's always something positive that you can pull. One of the biggest ones we always hear is, well, now they're not suffering, right? That's a positive. But the employee, right? This is all about failure equals punishment. If you screw up, what happens? You lose your job. You can be replaced like that, right? Unless you're at the top of your game with the best skill sets, good, better, best, never let it rest till you get as better and your better's best, you can be fired like that, gone. Then what happens? Confusion, chaos, destruction, right? But as an entrepreneur, it's different. If we fail, that's tuition to us. That's like going to college, but without having to pay a heavy price for it. Now I know this sounds cheesy because you hear it all the time. I'm not even a big fan of this phrase on the entrepreneur side. Every no gets you closer to a yes. That is so weak. That is like third grade mentality in my mind from all the sales that I've done. If you know enough about sales psychology, you don't get the no's, right? You don't. I'm telling you. You might get somebody say, "Oh, I'm not interested at the moment," or, you know, any of those other common objections. And if you get those, it's because of how you presented yourself and whether or not that person's timing was on or off. So although I don't like that, I had to include that every no gets you closer to a yes because you guys are used to seeing that. And I put it in there because I don't want you to be afraid of the no because you'll get a no. You've gotten no's how many times in your life already? What's another one to 1,000? Right? But mistakes that you make are going to reveal what doesn't work. And that's how you pay attention, have the awareness, and then you make the necessary changes so that it doesn't happen again. Right? But failure means that you're actually in the game. But the only real failure is not trying, like just not doing anything, taking all this information in, taking copious notes, showing up, being a cheerleader, rah! But then you don't do anything, right? So we want to encourage you to move forward, take action, be the entrepreneur that you can be. I love this phrase, comfort kills more dreams than failure ever could. The more comfortable you are, I don't know, like it can be a good and a bad thing. Right? Look at the duality of it. Just really depends on where you want to be in life. But comfort itself kills more dreams than failure ever could. Like I like to say I'm comfortable and I like to be in the pocket, so to speak. But I know that I can always do better, right? There's always some kind of improvement I can make. Something can happen, right? But I must always move forward. I must always take action. The shift starts today, my friends. Some of you have potentially and maybe been in network marketing for some time. I know a lot of my friends have been in network marketing for as long as I have, if not longer. And unfortunately, they're still not where they want to be, which is the whole purpose of building out the lost transition. It's the whole purpose of having these Monday masterminds. Whole purpose to bring you guys more value so that we can move you into action. And then maybe if we're lucky enough, you can say something like, "Hey, Robert was there. He helped out. He was willing to help share, show us these things, whatever." The lost transition is a-okay in my book. Right? Number one, though, I want you to go forward from today, and I want you to catch your employee thoughts this week. I want you to notice whenever you're waiting for permission or whenever you're avoiding some kind of risk. I want you to write down 3 moments when you caught yourself in that employee mode. Right? What was it? Again, this year we're getting bigger and better. Right? And the big thing I want you to start doing is having awareness. So catch your employee thoughts this week. Write them down and think about it. Why? What brought you to have that employee thought? Number two, which is really big, we're going to get into this, reframing one fear. Identify one thing that you've been afraid to try. Ask, what's the worst thing that can happen if you try this? What's the worst thing that can happen if you go live, right? Or if you do this graphic? What's the worst thing that can happen? We're going to work on reframing this year as well. And then number three, I want you to do one thing that makes you uncomfortable. Have a conversation. Post something, right? We tell you all the time. You're going to hear it all the time till I'm blue in the face. We don't want the glory. Just tell your story. All right? Reach out to a person in DM. Hey, I really enjoyed the information you shared, or that was cool, whatever. Started start some kind of growth within your life. I'm telling you, because once you get out of that comfort zone, that's where everything starts happening. A little bit of discomfort, small growth, that'll help you become a better person, right? Remember, you're not broken, my friends. This is what I want to leave you with. You're not broken. You were just trained for a different game, right? You were trained to line up in line and do as you're told. And again, I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole on this one, but you know what you've been trained for, right? Huh? Shake your head. Yes, raise your hand. Yeah. Yeah, Mel. Yeah, 12 years of that shit. And then some of y'all went to college, right? Comfort kills dreams, my friend, is next week's topic of conversation, week two. We're going to talk and dive a little bit more into why comfort kills dreams, why your comfort zone is your enemy, and how you'll be able to break free from that as long as you continue to just show up. Stay close to the fire, my friends. So, trust you guys got some value out of today. Anybody got any final thoughts, words of wisdom, anything they want to share before we close it out and we go kick ass and take names? No? All right. Enjoy your week, my friends. We'll see some of you guys for How To Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll see you next Monday. Go kick ass, take names. Toot toot, love you. Bye bye.
Adios.